have you all been? Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I hope you're all okay. It's been a while, hasn't it? I hope you're all okay. I seem to have dropped off the radar a little bit for the last couple of weeks. Actually not surprised about, to be honest. I think I got a little bit too carried away thinking that I could fit everything in, and I can't. So I explained a little bit in the last video, so I don't need to go into too much detail, I don't think. So I ended up taking some time off from making videos, and I kind of want to get back into it. I thought I'd come back to you with a little bit of an update, explain to you where I've been, and so on and such forth. But I actually haven't done anything. Somehow I've managed to like hibernate during summer, and now I'm back. So I've somehow found myself with very little to tell you, nothing to catch you up on, and to have done absolutely nothing. So there's not really a life update I can give you. The tiniest bit of optimism that I have in my life, I thought that I'd be good at getting down a schedule and being able to make videos a little bit more regularly than I've managed. The video that I uploaded last week was actually a video that I'd filmed 2 months ago after taking a couple of weeks off, because I thought I was exhausted back then, and it turns out that it was a lot worse than I imagined. Yeah, I think I'm doing a little bit too much at the minute. I just couldn't handle it. One of the biggest things that I do in my spare time is all of the creative stuff that you see on the internet. That's literally my hobby, and I noticed how I was just dipping. I just wasn't in the mood for it. It wasn't giving me the creative satisfaction that it used to, and I just kind of stopped. One of the good things about Instagram is I actually kind of bulk create a lot of my content, so everything was kind of already pre-made. So I've been able to kind of keep on track of that one as it went, but with YouTube it's a little bit difficult. Videos aren't as easy to just kind of like prep and get ready. They take some time. Like, for someone that actually enjoys video editing, has a degree of some sort within the realm of that. I studied media. It probably doesn't connect. But it's something I actually did study, so I kind of enjoy the whole idea of video editing. But I also do a lot of it on my day job as well, so I think the more you do it without taking a break, it just kind of drains you a little bit. We all need a break sometime, so I don't actually mind. It felt good. I found some new hobbies. I did nothing. I found myself watching a lot of police dramas. It's fine. I've got a couple of video ideas that are going to be coming soon, but today I thought we could ease ourselves back into it. We could get a cup of tea, we could sit down, and you could get to know me a little bit more. So as for a bunch of questions, you all came through with it, and let's just keep it simple. Let's just do a quick Q&A. It's not quick because I have a lot. I'm not very good at introducing the next part of the video, so we're just going to jump straight into the questions. Right, okay, so the first question is, what is your star sign? And I'm actually an Aries, and I feel like that one fits my personality type like almost to a T. My birthday is towards the end of March, and I think I'm like just on the cusp that, like, I think a few years ago they changed the star signs, and I think technically I should be a Pisces now, but I fit better as an Aries, so we're sticking with it. I'm always going to be an Aries. There's no question on that one. Okay, so I really like this one. What is your icebreaker random fact about yourself? You know, when you go into an interview or you go into like a room full of people and they make you sit there and do an icebreaker and tell everyone a really random fact about yourself. I hate it and I never know what to say. However, back in 2016, I won tickets to go to the Suicide Squad premiere. Everyone was a little bit pissed that it was me, but what can you do when you get given these tickets? I got to walk along the pink carpet, and I was actually sat in the same room as the whole cast of the Suicide Squad. And for someone that has the biggest crush on Jared Leto, let me tell you, like, it was great. But what I tend to do is tell people that I was in the same room as Jared Leto, because obviously he was there, and at one point while he was waiting to go on stage, he was like not too far away from me, and I can still remember it really vividly. And I think I need to come up with something new because that's a pretty old one now and everyone's heard it. So I think with this question I'm actually just showing my age here. What was your first social media account? Guys, I had a site called Pixo. I don't know if anyone remembers it, and I don't think it classes as your first social media account, but I'm taking it. It's like where you can build websites and make your own thing and, you know, all that jazz. However, the first ones I probably had was MySpace and Bebo. I don't know if anyone remembers that. But the first social media account I think I did have must have been MySpace, after Pixo, and then it went on to Bebo, which died a death, I won't lie to you, because no one ever seems to remember it. But you used to be able to like give people like love hearts on their profile. I think you could get like a limit of 3 a day. You knew you were special if someone gave you their love for the day, or you just had to beg your friend to do it because no one else was doing it for you. But that's all I remember. The following question to this is, did you have a Tumblr phase? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I had such a Tumblr phase. My Tumblr phase was when I was in college, so I was like 16 to 18. I was finding myself a little bit more then because high school was a blur. The aesthetic you could find on Tumblr, like, bring it back. Like, I think it's the reason why I love pop punk so much. I think it's a reason for my style for being the way it is. There's just so much that Tumblr brought to me that now I'm like, I love it so much. A lot of the things I saw on Tumblr were like the things that kind of built my personality, so it has a special place in my heart. I did find my Tumblr account the other day and I was like scrolling through it, and boy was I a little heartbroken teenager because there are some sad things on there. Ooh. First celeb crush and current celeb crush. Again, just showing my age, but my first celeb crush, I don't know if they count as celeb crushes because they're like character crushes, but my first ones was Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell and Harvey Kinkle from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like, those boys were like, I wanted them as boyfriends when I was younger, and I'd probably still want them today, to be honest. Like, those, I just loved them. Like, if we're going to go with actual celebrity, I feel like my first celebrity crush was actually Zac Efron. I don't know where it came from, it just came out of nowhere. High School Musical had come out and 13-year-old me was like, okay, I love this boy now. But my current celeb crush, I don't think I've got one. I actually don't think I have a current celeb crush. However, my most recent one is Taron Egerton. He's the guy from Kingsman. He was Elton John in Rocket Man. And I was convinced at one point that that man was going to fall in love with me. He did not. I haven't met him. The next question is actually quite similar, and it is current favourite song and all-time favourite song. Current favourite song is I Miss You by Dylan Conrique. And Birthday Cake. She does Birthday Cake as well. Those two songs are just like, I can't stop. They're a little bit sad, they're a little bit emotional, but I am hooked. And then my all-time favourite song kind of leads back to the whole Tumblr phase thing, but my all-time favourite song is Kids in Love by Mayday Parade. There's just something about it. It reminds me of my summer in 2011. I just turned 18. I was in love with a boy who wasn't in love with me back. It was a very heartbreaking summer, but it was great. It's one of those ones that you just, the teen angst just needed that summer, and that song just kind of brings me back to it, and I don't mind it. It's kind of sweet. Do you have any regrets? No. Boy, could I tell you I do. Like, a lot of regrets. A lot of people I wish I didn't meet. A lot of people that, you know, I wish I'd said goodbye to a lot quicker. A lot of opportunities that I'd said yes to instead of being too afraid of them. I think it's easy to regret things. Kind of look at the what if, and, you know, things could have gone differently and what could I have done differently and like all that. So yes, I have regrets, but I'm trying to learn not to. I'm trying to learn to accept them. I mean, you can't do anything about them, you can't change them, so you do just kind of have to accept it. But yeah, there's a lot of things I'd change in life, but also they've made me the person I am, so I guess no. And we're meant to be happy with the person we are now. I guess I don't have any regrets now. Like, there's a lot that could be said on this topic, but let's just rein it in and say no, I have no regrets. I have regrets. Oh, I like this one. So it says, do you take yourself on solo dates? And then, do you have any tips to start doing it? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. One of the things I enjoy doing is actually dating myself. I love spending time on my own. Like, I live with 3 other adults. It can be very stressful at times. I love this chance to just sit on my own and be with myself. Like, nothing I love more than that. So what I tend to do sometimes if I can't get that is go out and be on my own. I'll go to the coffee shop on my own, or I go to the cinema on my own. So the reason why I actually enjoy my own company so much is I was single about 5 years ago, and I decided to take that time to just look after myself. I'd gone from being a very love-struck teenager that desperately wanted a boyfriend to being in a long-term relationship for 5 years to suddenly being single and not knowing what to do with myself. So I dated myself, and it was the best thing I ever did. I'd go out on my own all the time, and I lived with some friends at the time that kind of helped just kind of put me out into the world and just enjoy myself, and I did. I wish I had tips on how to get started. I used to work at a cinema. It was just easy to get tickets after shift and go sit on my own. The thing is, and thing that people don't realise, is no one cares once you're in a cinema screen. Like, it's pitch black. You're not going to talk to the person you're with anyway. So just go on your own. Like, it is such an accomplishment when you actually manage to do that for the first time, that it just encourages you to keep going. And the way I do it the most now is just going to a coffee shop. I either take my laptop or take my iPad, and I either sit and watch something or sit and edit something, and it just allows me to be in my own space and not have to worry about anyone. And I don't know, there's something very satisfying about it. So if you haven't done it yet and you need someone to give you some words of encouragement, go do it. Just do it. That's it. You don't need anything else. Just go. Just book yourself a date. Go do it. One of the things I do tend to share on my Instagram is movies I'm watching or TV shows that I'm into. So we have a few questions on that. And one of them is favourite movie you could quote word for word. She's the Man. No doubt about it. She's the Man. And probably a whole ton of other rom-coms, but She's the Man is like that one. Like the one I will pick every time. I've even managed to get some mannerisms from that film. Like Amanda Bynes, 2005, was in her element. And yeah, She's the Man is one of the best films to watch. It's all I'm saying. Then another question is TV shows you're watching right now. As I mentioned earlier, I'm currently in the middle of binge watching a lot of police dramas, US police dramas to be specific. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll have already seen that I'm currently binge watching The Rookie. I can't stop. I didn't know a police drama could become a comfort show, but it has. I am also currently watching for the first time Chicago PD, and me and Josh together are watching Castle. We do want to start rewatching New Girl, and I'm still trying to work my way through Dawson's Creek. But we are coming up to autumn, which does mean that it's coming up to Gilmore Girls season, and I haven't had a rewatch for 2 years, so I might have to scrap everything and start watching that instead, because Gilmore Girls just wins all. Do you know what I mean? So if I wasn't having enough problems trying to film this video, it's now pissing it down with rain outside, like torrential rain, and it's now gonna ruin the lighting, but I'm never going to get a video out if I don't carry on, so we're powering through. The next question is anything in particular you want to achieve before you turn 30. That's like... that's 6 months that's 6 months away. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. No, I don't have anything particular planned that I want to achieve. I'm in a job that I want to be in, which has been a long time coming. I want to buy a house, but I've come to accept that that isn't going to be on the cards just yet, and that isn't on us, that is on the housing market, that is on the way the world is at the moment, and that makes it easier, so I don't mind. I'm happy where we are. I'm quite comfortable now. I think in a way it just gives me an excuse to kind of experience things that I've missed over the last few years, whether it was because of anxiety stopping me or whether it was just because of a pandemic. I'm kind of looking at the fact that I've got a bit more freedom and I can kind of do a few more fun things, so maybe that's what I want to achieve before I'm 30, is just to do more fun things, say yes to a few more opportunities, just live life the best way I can. No. I'm definitely in the mindset at the moment of just living every day as it comes. I'm saying yes to as many opportunities as I can, within reason, as long as I'm not too tired, and just kind of accept it. Sometimes life isn't about having that big, like a big step to go into, or isn't about the next big thing that you have to do, and sometimes it's just about surviving. It's okay, like that's fine, and that's just how my mindset is at the moment. And to be honest, it's probably the best my mindset has been. So that went a little bit deep, I'm sorry. There's 2 questions here actually that I think think I can kind of combine together. One of them is, what do you look for when trying to find your style? And then the other one is, what is a staple in your wardrobe? What I look for when trying to find my style is comfort. Like, I've definitely gone past the idea of just like being as fashionable as possible. It's definitely comfort more than anything now. I'm definitely a graphics tee and comfortable bottoms. I'd say jeans, but I've stopped wearing jeans lately. I'm mostly in like culottes and like flowy trousers. The way I try and do it is kind of bring in my two personalities. So I try and bring in like the very colourful side of me, which, you know, enjoys bright colours and patterns and, you know, graphics and TV and film that I can put on a t-shirt, like anything like that, with like my more edgy alt kind of vibe. I think the people that would be best to describe how I like my style is from following Lily Melrose and Helen Anderson. Like, the pair of them combined just have, also stick to what's comfortable for me. So it's just whatever comes, whatever fits. As long as I'm comfortable, that's it, that's all that matters. Now we're on to some Disney questions. What are you most looking forward to at Walt Disney World? I don't know. And to be honest, quite easily answer it and just say I don't know. I don't know what I'm most looking forward to. When I say it's a dream come true, I mean it's a dream come true. This is something that I've been wanting since I was a kid, and I'm getting to do that, and there's a lot of pressure that comes from that excitement. I think the thing I'm most looking forward to is the fact that I get to experience the parks, and I just kind of get to just be there and be in the moment with it all. I think one of the other things I'm excited to do is just kind of be in America. Like, that's one of the places I've always wanted to visit. Like, I'm excited to be going to Walmart. I'm excited to go to Target. I've even asked if we can do some thrift shopping while we're over there. There's quite a big mix. I have some Disney plans, then I have a lot that aren't Disney plans, and I just can't wait to experience them both. And I don't think Josh realises what we have on our agenda while we're there, because I've got a lot to see. What is your favourite season? Autumn. Autumn. Every time. And winter. The months of September to January are my months. Like, I feel at my best then. I romanticised a lot of these things when I was younger, like the idea of bonfire night and the idea of Christmas and hot chocolates and snow, and then Gilmore Girls made it a whole lot worse, because once I fell in love with Gilmore Girls, I fell in love with this time of year as well, and I just, yeah. I've also made a lot of friends this year that also share this passion for like autumn, winter with me, and I can't wait to make plans with them to actually like kind of experience it all together, because usually it's just me on my own. Best gig you've ever been to? There's a couple that I can imagine I'm never going to see again, and that's 30 Seconds to Mars and Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is incredible. Like, I've adored her since I was like 15 years old. 30 Seconds to Mars, again, been in the same room as Jared Leto, and I think they were just such a good band to see. But also I went with a friend that I don't really speak to anymore, so it's like a nice little way of kind of like remembering our friendship, but also remembering such a good band. Like, they were really good live. But my favourite people to see live is actually Yumi at Six. There is something about them, like, they are incredible. Yumi at Six, just like, they're incredible, like, so good. Do you think dreams have hidden meanings? Yes, 100% yes. So when I was a teenager, like, I was obsessed with how my dreams would work, and if I ever remembered them, like, I'd write them down, and me and my best friend in high school would kind of like analyse them, and we'd talk about how like what they'd mean. And then, like, this was pre having internet on your phone, again, because I'm old, so we'd kind of like end up talking about it in school, and then going home, and then like we'd research it, and then come back together the next day and be like, this is what it meant, and this is what was going on, and this is the reason behind it. And there was a lot of dreams from when I was a teenager that I still specifically remember, mostly from us analysing them, but also from the fact that they kind of like, once we looked into it, we realised how much they had this like significance to my life at the time. I haven't had a lot like that lately though, and a lot of the ones I do have I'm not really going to go into, because yeah, I think a lot of the ones that I have at the moment are all to do with closure and trying to get closure from people, and, you know, trying to move on from things and stuff like that. While being completely cryptic with that, there's definitely a lot more meaning to it. I just haven't done the same research that I would have done when I was a teenager. I just know that there's obviously something there and a reason why they're happening. But I love dreams. I love hearing about people's dreams. if I get the opportunity to, I will tell Josh everything that happened in the dream. I think he's bored when I do it. He never wants to know, but he does. He sits there and he listens. Maybe I'll just have to start keeping track of them again, because they have meaning. They definitely have meaning. Right, okay, so I've got 2 more questions. There's a lot more to go through, but I'm just going to keep with these ones now. What is your favourite book to read? Haven't read a book for a really long time. I'm currently trying to read Where the Crawdads Sing, but we've recently seen it in the cinema, so part of me can't really get into the book because I've already watched the film. The film was incredible, like really good, and that's why I have the book. The book has actually been passed through from several family members, so we can all read it because we were all into it. So I do need to try and crack on with it before I have to hand it back. But the film is really good. One book that I'll always remember and I will always kind of recommend is Where Rainbows End, which actually came out as a film called Love, Rosie. One thing you might not know about me, I've always kind of romanticised the idea of falling in love with like your childhood best friend, or like, you know, your best friend. It was just the way that my mind worked, and it was, you know, you were friends first and then you were in love and blah 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 blah. And I have since realised that that's kind of not how it happens. And while Josh is now both of those things to me, we weren't friends first, we did kind of just start dating, so obviously it isn't the way the world works. However, I have lost that book. I don't know where it's gone. I think I lent it to someone and never got it back, but... And the good thing is the film is so good as well, so even if I don't read the book again, I've got the film and I'm quite content watching that. And then I'm going to end on a fun one, which is, do you have a nickname? What is it? What's the reason behind it? So my nickname isn't one that I usually share online, mostly because I find it a little bit embarrassing. But to most people offline, I'm actually known as Smurf. It's a combination of my first name and my last name. Sarah Murphy equals Smurfy. It's just how it works. I think a lot of people over the years have decided that this is a name, and even if they didn't know that it was a nickname from a previous group of friends, they've ended up calling it me anyway. I always remember when I was 18 and one of our friends kind of came up with it, and he was like, I'm going to call you Smurfy. And I was like, okay, it's not new. First reason is my name that combines together, it makes Smurfy. It's pretty easy, it's pretty self-explanatory. But the other reason is because I'm so small. So I'm actually like 5'1", like I'm a very tiny person. So it was always a bit of a running joke how small I was. And so Smurfy just made sense. I don't think it's particularly cool, to be honest, and I wish it could be a little bit more fun, but I guess when you get given a nickname you don't get to choose it. As much as it does sometimes cringe me out, I'm kind of used to it. I will answer to it, and if you do start calling it me, we're not going to fall out over it. So I bet you didn't think it was going to be that. And I'm actually going to leave it there for today. And I'm actually quite nervous to edit this together now, because I'm telling you some things. they're not even that secret, but putting them out on there on the internet is a little bit more terrifying than you think. If you want to answer any other questions, let me know some facts about you. Introduce yourself a little. Do that in the comments, because I will love that, like, a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on all the social medias that I'll leave down below. And with that, I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!